The second allotment of the land was given to the tribe of Simeon. Unlike Judah, Simeon did not receive a separate region carved out from the remaining territory. Instead, their inheritance came from within the portion already assigned to Judah because Judah's territory was larger than necessary. The cities listed, including Beersheba, Molada, Hazar Shual, and others, formed the inheritance of Simeon according to the command of the Lord. This arrangement demonstrates that God's promises are fulfilled with wisdom and precision. The division of the land was not random, but reflected God's sovereign purpose for each tribe. Judah's abundance became the means by which Simeon's inheritance was supplied. Rather than diminishing Judah's blessing, God's provision was sufficient for both tribes. His faithfulness is never limited by human calculations of scarcity. The inheritance of Simeon also illustrates that every member of God's covenant people received a place prepared for them. Though Simeon was one of the smaller tribes, they were not forgotten. Their inheritance may have appeared less prominent, yet it was no less certain because it rested upon God's promise rather than human significance. The value of an inheritance is determined by the faithfulness of the one who gives it. The cities assigned to Simeon became part of Israel's settled possession in the land promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. What had been anticipated for generations now became a present reality. Joshua records these boundaries because God's covenant promises had moved from expectation to fulfillment. Israel was no longer waiting for God to give the land. They were living in what he had faithfully provided. This fulfilled inheritance points forward to the greater inheritance secured through Christ. Believers do not strive to obtain acceptance before God through their works, but receive an inheritance because of the finished work of the Son. The blessings of the new covenant are not earned, but freely given to those who believe. Just as Simeon received what God had already determined to give, the people of God receive every spiritual blessing because of Christ's completed redemption. The distribution of the land also reminds us that God's covenant purposes reach their fulfillment exactly as he declares. The promises spoken through Moses were realized in Joshua's day, confirming that God accomplishes his word without failure. His faithfulness to Israel provides confidence that every promise fulfilled in Christ is equally certain and complete. Joshua 19:1-9 therefore stands as another testimony that the Lord finishes what he begins. Every tribe received its inheritance, every boundary was established, and every promise concerning the land reached its appointed fulfillment. The chapter calls attention to the unwavering reliability of God, whose completed works provide lasting assurance for all who trust in him.